Hello, beautiful souls. It is Diane Lang from Wisdom of the Akashics. Thank you all very much for coming to the YouTube channel. Thank you for the beautiful comments that you send, the notes that you send either in the YouTube videos below, or some of you just send emails and tell me a little bit of stories about how maybe a video impacted you in some way. And I just honestly, I said to somebody the other day, when I read the things that get sent to me, you can almost be guaranteed I'm having some form of tears, literally, or tears from my heart once or twice a day, because it means so much to me for you to share that. It's a value to you what you learn here at Wisdom of the Akashics. So thank you all very much. I'm going to just go over a couple things. One is I am doing the twin flame clearings, and there's so much stuff that's coming up that's coming to the surface for us, and I thank all of you that are stepping into that. I was guided to do these clearings as part of a gateway that was given to me for us to step into and open up, for people to come into a higher place in their hearts, clear away some of the stuff, which is what we're going to talk about today. And I'll leave a link below for that. I actually am also going to be doing a two-part radio show with my friend Medium Ashani, and I'll get the link for that and leave it below, whether you'll be able to listen to us live or come on later if you'd like to. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what went on in my particular story this week in regards to the video I did around the pain of separation. And burnout, twin burnout is kind of what we're also going to be talking about there. And so what I want you guys to know, and it's really the biggest pill for all of us to swallow, and it's one that we can be very resistant to doing, but if we don't do it, we're just going to perpetuate the lower story. We're going to perpetuate the separation, perpetuate the division, perpetuate the chasing and the running and all of that we think is going on, because it's really so much bigger than that. And if you look at taking back the mirror and everything that's happening to you, if you even feel that your twin is running, we're making, some form of judgment on their story. And then the question becomes, if my twin is running, he's mirroring that to me, she's mirroring that to me. So where am I running? Where am I not facing my truth? Where am I not standing up to my truth? What am I avoiding? Because that's what running energy is. And if we're focusing on them running, we're creating more of it in our story. I'm going to talk about a little bit of some stuff that I got out of some stuff that this Cassidy Kane does, which is just so beautiful in terms of the work that she's brought into the twin flame arena. And I'm just going to start ahead of it and tell you a story. When I was, my nieces and nephews were growing up, and I'm guessing at the time they were probably from 3 to 8 or 9 years old. I remember one day I said to them, we were all in the backyard and parents were sitting around, the kids are running around in the backyard, and I love to teach. I always love to teach. It always been part of me. And I said to them, I said, hey, do you guys want to make some really cool soup today? And that's what I called it. I called the soup. And they said, how do we make soup, Auntie Diane? And I said, well, you're going to run around the yard, and I said, and pick little things up. And you're going to go out in the yard and find things that are good, find things that are fun, find things that that make us happy, and bring them back. And it could be little stones, it could be the tip of a flower, sometimes it was invisible. And so because they already knew me at that time in the way that I taught, these 4 young children started running around. We made this pretend giant pot that they would come and they would put things in, and I would stir it, and I'd say, oh my God, look at all the goodness in our soup. And they were bringing me things, and they'd go, Auntie Diane, I found some kindness over here. And I'd say, oh, bring the kindness to the soup. And they'd run over and put the kindness in the soup. Auntie Diane, I found cooperation. They'd bring it over and put cooperation in the soup. Auntie Diane, I found patience. And I mean, I'd literally been working with these, in terms of opening their hearts to this stuff already by those ages in their lives. And then we would just put, let's get some joy. Oh my God. And they'd run around the yard and they'd bring in joy, and they'd all bring joy to the soup. And we were mixing the soup up, and we were having this discussion around putting that out into the world. And then when you make a soup full of goodness, the goodness will come to you. And so it was a really proud moment for me and day for me to see how they engaged in that and how they brought that forward at their young ages, and how excited they got and got them out of their space of just being out in the yard and mindlessly playing with things and stuff like that. It was just one of the things I like to do, and to have an influence on them in that way. And Cassidy Kane talks about this, and I'm going to actually read it directly from you, and it's from her blog. I think it's a week or so ago, or a couple weeks ago. And we're just going to talk about a little bit about this. It says, everyone has an energy field which has a dominant frequency. Spirit refers to it as soup. This is what reminded me of my story. Soup, for amusement's sake, amusement lives our vibration. So we're calling it the soup. You might have 2 parts hope for the future, but 4 parts fear of bad things happening. Then 3 parts of love and 2 parts of skepticism, believing that men and women always betray you. 5 parts shame about yourself, and 2 parts loving yourself, but only when you've been to the gym and or you've done your makeup, plus a gazillion other energies, patterns, and beliefs. So together, all of this stuff makes up a kind of energetic soup, which has a dominant frequency. And that's exactly what I just said in that story. We made up an energetic soup that day that was exuberant in joy and kindness and love and fun and happiness. So together, all of this stuff makes a kind of energetic soup, which has a dominant frequency. That's your vibration. Whatever your most dominant vibration is, that is the basis of your soup. It's constantly be sent into the universe like an unspoken message. It's not about what we say we want. It's about the secret messages our energy is constantly sending out. And this is the big pill. The big pill is that we have to be in ownership of whatever's showing up in our story is literally based on something that we're putting into the universe. And it's going to be based on the dominant energy. So if the dominant energy is doubt, then doubt shows up, and it'll show up in your relationship with your twin. It'll show up in your disbelief in yourself, in people. I just did a short video on my Facebook page about people always say to me, why are you so optimistic? Where do you get it from? So you can go visit my Facebook page, like that page, and you'll see short little videos there also. But it's about what is the dominant energy that's showing up for you. And if people say, well, I don't know, it's say, well, look at what's in your life. Do you have loving, kind relationships in your life? Do you trust people? Is your bank account abundant? If those things are not, then that's a dominant energy for you. Lack would be a dominant energy. Distrust, if you don't trust people, would be the dominant energy. And I know it's hard to say, well, how do I just start developing trust? You, first of all, and most importantly, you make a choice. And if everybody's showing up that cannot be trusted, it's your energetic story that's calling in people that can't be trusted. I know it's hard to take. I know the law of attraction just sucks some days. But it's actually, if we don't grab hold of it, if we don't get on top of this energetic story, and if we don't take responsibility for what my energetic output is, what my verbal and my external world is showing me. So when we make it even about the twin, we're missing the point. People send me a story and it's just negative, and it's lower energetic, and it's nothing is really good is going on, and nothing really good is going on, and I'm not happy, and I'm broke, and I don't have any people in my life. You can tell me that. But if you want me to help you, and if you want me to work with you, I'm not going to let you stay there. And if you're stuck on staying there, I won't work with you. I simply will say no. I'll refund your money. Because you have to be willing to take some ownership for the story that's happening to you. If we don't, we're giving it over, our power over, to everybody externally outside of our lives. And it's no freaking wonder we don't feel in control, because we're actually letting this energetic story be all about everybody else and everything. She also wrote, because everything we experience on the outside is a match with what we hold on the inside. If you want to know your dominant energy vibration, look at your current situation. It's always a reflection of the energy you've been holding and what you've been focusing on inside. If you want happiness with your twin flame, if you want abundance in your bank account, if you want to be, you have to become a vibrational match for it. If you need help, look outside, go to the videos, but put into practice some of this stuff. And if you really need to help because you're not shifting this on your own, reach out to somebody that offers coaching and mentoring. And it doesn't have to, by any stretch of the imagination, be me. There are so many people in this arena of wanting to step up into and helping people right now. You know, I've said in one of my other stories, when I started my story 35 years ago, the section on self-help and self-awareness was a shelf. Now you can go to bookstores, let alone book sections. So allow yourself to be given some guidance and to help get some assistance if you need it. But if you're going to stay, if everything is just a repetitive pattern and you're in the spin cycle that you can just never, it's like the washing machine got put on, you jumped into it, it's your story. 5 years later, it's the same story. It's like the spin cycle's locked. You have to make a change. The world doesn't change for us. The world asks us to change what's within, and it will externally show up outside. That is exactly what Cassidy is saying here. She's saying, if you don't like your world, then look at yourself, look inside. What is my energetic output? Am I plugging into the bad news? Am I watching bad TV? Am I always depressed? Am I always never feeling good about my life? Are you plugged into source? Are you plugged into, do you go in and, I used to do this thing where I would literally practice a visualization of calling in source, seeing light, seeing beauty, seeing the reflection of all the goodness in the world. And then I would take it, I would see myself with a cord, an actual cord like this. I like 3-prong cords just because it was my higher self, spirit, and my worlds. It doesn't matter. That was just part of my visualization. And I would literally, I would see us. I would form this picture in my mind. I'd form my picture of my life being in alignment and on path and an abundance of people and love. And then I would see myself plug right into it. And a light like that would go on. You have to practice these things on a personal and energetic level if you want to see change in your life. If all you're doing is talking about it and all you're doing is going to your friends and you're staying in a story and you have a pity party that you go on, you can have a big giant pity party and never leave your house. You can be there all by yourself and do it. But if you're in that energy, you have to get out of it in whatever means it takes. Get up every day, write a gratitude journal. Reach out for help. Watch the videos, but then take what you've learned from them when you resonate with them, and then go put it into a form of action. Go join groups where there's people that are women that are empowering other women. Don't get stuck in everything being about the twin flame, because if you're in the lower energy of the twin flame story, they're not here and she's not coming around and we're not connecting, we're always fighting, they're just separate. You're stuck in the washing machine of that story. You're stuck on the spin cycle of it. And as a beautiful mirror to us and their gift to us, they'll just continue to do that. They'll continue to stay away and stay separate from us because we're not getting the reflection. We're projecting. We're not letting it reflect inward and going inward for the solution, for the story, for the higher energy. I had the most beautiful energetic session this morning that I've had in a very long time. And I got asked to go in and look at what my twin's story, what was his pain. I was bawling when it ended because I realized that he's that beautiful reflection of me and I of him. And to think that even though he's where he is and he's choosing what he's choosing, because we're separate, there's pain. But it was healing. I felt it between us. It was difficult, but I was willing to go do that work this morning because I've been a little unwilling this week. And I realized that that's just going to create more of the separation. Regardless of what he chooses, I want my heart to continue to expand and grow. And when I love him, even when I'm not in the best place, my heart expands and grows. And people are showing up all over to be a part of this story. The clearings are coming from literally all over the world. Canada, the United States, Israel, Mozambique, Austria, Australia, Ireland. So if we don't think that there's people out in the world that are looking for a better and higher story to come into alignment with who we are, and we think we got dibs on that in our little North American part of the world, that's limitation. I don't buy that. People are coming from all over because we want to create a better world for all of our hearts to be at peace in. So go find that place. Go find it. And if you need help, reach out. If you want a clearing between yourself and your twin flame, reach out. I'm doing them for an amazing price right now, and I already know they're not staying there. But I'm going to do them through this energetic gateway for sure through to the end of August. And that everybody that does come into this through a clearing in the month of August, right away when I got all of this downloaded to me to do this, there is something that I'm going to do at the end of it. Just to give back. I haven't decided what it is because I get different suggestions given to me. I don't know if it'll be a video, if it'll be audio, it'll be something will. But to give everybody some form of update and some energetic work to do going forward. So I want to thank you for coming to the channel. I want to thank you for your kind remarks. I want to thank you for your open heart and for the willingness to be part of this. It takes spiritual warriorship to be part of these relationships, but if you're stuck in the lower stuff, you have to ask, is this what I want to contribute? You know, do I want to stay down here and feel sorry for myself about this? Or do I want to get up out of surrender this entire relationship over to God and then go do something different completely? Stop watching twin flame videos. Stop doing those kinds of things. If you're constantly looking every day about the story, I told you in the video that I shared my story the other day. It was difficult for me to do, but I did it. I did it for my own healing, and I did it to contribute to yours. We have to create a form of, if we need distance from the pain, then go find something that brings you joy. Surrender it, trust in it, let it go, release it. And if somebody else in your life can come along and bring you happiness and love, those are relationships that are important too, because they keep us in love. I have always said my whole life, I've always loved being in love because it makes me never want to give up on it. I have never been in this level of love, this depth of love that I am now, but I've had some deep loves in my life. And when people would say, you know, when you get hurt and you go away from them and they're painful and you want to separate from them and never want to be with anybody ever again. I just hated that thought. Oh my God, I don't ever want that to happen to me. Fuck, I want to go find that again as soon as possible. But I actually stayed single most of my life, but I also understand more why now. Because I've literally had a part of me that was missing. That reflection came to me the day that I saw him. And the beautiful parts of him are me. The beautiful parts of me are him. It's the yin-yang in perfect alignment and perfect harmony. And maybe we're only going to get it on a fifth dimensional energetic story this lifetime. But when we work on it there, we heal our families. We're healing our DNA. We're healing the genealogy. We're healing the Akashic records. So I don't look for everything in the physical world. I look for things in the spiritual etheric story also. That's where I do most of my work. When I go into the clearings for you, I go there completely. God bless. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful, fabulous weekend. Find some place to feel optimism in your heart and your soul. Go to Facebook and watch that short little video. It's 4 minutes long. But I feel it every day. I've naturally felt it most of my life, but because I believe inherently in people. I believe that most of us on earth are actually kind, loving individuals. We just have a lot of energetic garbage to get through. But when you make a commitment to do it, you will come up. You can go out and you get to create that energetic soup that tastes way better than the crappy bean soup that you don't even like. You take responsibility for the ingredients in your story, in your soup. You move out of 4 parts of bad things happening compared to 2 parts of loving yourself, to 10 parts of loving yourself and 2 parts of bad things happening to you. Self-love will lead you to the highest place you can go. I truly believe that. I believe it with all my heart. It's my story completely. And I have had some dark, dark days in my life. I had some days where if this is as good as it gets, fuck, what do I want to stick around here for? I believe in reincarnation. I know I can come back here and work on this shit, but guess what? I don't want to work on the same stuff. I really get it now. I don't want to come back in the next lifetime and work on this. I want to come back into a higher energetic, 5th dimensional energy and just be that, learn and grow my lessons there. I want to come back more highly evolved than the pain that I've been through in this lifetime. I want to come up out of it. I want it to impact my life. I want it to impact my family, my relationships, the children I have an effect with. And they've all grown my heart. The most painful people in my life have grown my heart. People have taught me what not to be like, and people have shown me exactly what I want to be like. And I was very young when I figured out the difference. I don't like what those guys do, so I'm going to use them as a way to look at what I don't be like, but boy, those guys charge my battery. I love what they're like. I love their optimism. I love their kindness. I love their generosity. I love their open hearts. I wasn't shown that in my own family, for the most part. We had a lot of crazy stuff that went on. But I just, very young age, decided, God, we get shown one of 2 ways. We get to show a direction to lead towards, or a direction to steer away from. So instead of getting really mad at people in some of my darkest days and some of my darkest experiences I've had, I thought, wow, I seriously must have needed a reminder of what not to be like for that to experience had to show me that. Distrust for man or whatever it is, whatever was playing out. So God bless. You can reach me below the twin clearings. The link will be below for you to order them. Wisdomoftheakashics at gmail.com to reach out to me. Facebook.com/wisdomoftheakashics to come like the page. Watch that other little video. Like the page. I love it. I love it when people come there. And more there, I put up little notes and, try to get, just put up a little quote and then discuss it, say some things that maybe make you feel a little bit happier and better about your life that day, some optimism, some things to think about when we're stuck in our stuff. So God bless. Have a fabulous weekend. It's the 19th of August. I've got some friends in town this weekend that I race with, and they've been away racing so much I haven't seen them, so I want to go share some love with them. Get out and go to the market tomorrow, listen to some music downtown if the weather is good. Do some of the clearings of the radio show. This is what happens when you step on path. And I have an amazing program for people that really want to dive deep into this, which is the Blueprint Accelerator program. It is very limited space. I can only take so many students at a time. It's 12 weeks long. So once I'm in a capacity, then somebody has to complete the 12 weeks for somebody else to come in. But it will change your life. It'll change your story. You will change your life and you'll change your story, because we're going to get to a place where we're fully accountable for all of that. And then we're going to create some amazing, delicious, luscious, juicy soup. God bless. Diane Lang, Wisdom of the Akashics.